What's going on, guys? It's Tony from Lone Wolf Paintball. Today, I'm here with one of the biggest content creators up and coming in the paintball community, Matt the Gym Rat, and we're going to ask him some serious questions.
And why? Because the best source for paintball?
I'm going to let you answer that.
That's lonewolfpaintball.com,
baby. Let's go. So, there's no introduction. I'm asked, like, who are you and what you do? This is Matt the Gym Rat. He's got almost 1.5 million followers on TikTok. He's got over 200 and some thousand on YouTube. He's huge on Instagram as well. This guy is the next hotness in the paintball community, so we figured we'd bring him in from North Carolina, flying him up to Detroit, and we're going to hit him with some questions. So first off, Matt, how did you get introduced to the sport of paintball?
Man, so the first time I ever played paintball, funny enough, it was a birthday party.
I was going to say, let me guess, a birthday party.
Yep, yeah. I was in the 7th grade, and some of my buddies were like, hey, we're going to hang out, stay the night, the next morning we're going to go play paintball. So that's how the first time I ever went playing paintball. And then after that, I went a couple times and then didn't touch the sport for maybe almost 10 years. And then one day I came home from spring break, and my brother's like, hey, I went out and played paintball the other day, and I was upset. I was like, man, I love video games. I love playing shooting games, and I want to go out there and do it in real life. And so the next weekend we went out and played, and he goes, do you want to start a team? And I said, sure. And so
that's a good one.
So after not touching the sport for several years, went out there one weekend and played and decided we're going to have a paintball team, and then haven't turned back since.
So after 10 years, so normally the story is I went out and with a birthday party or whatever type of event, and they're hooked right away. Mm-hmm. So you played, you liked it, but then took like a 10-year, you're like, cool, I played it, it was fun.
Yep.
So then you came back 10 years later, and then just like, hey, dude, we're going to make a paintball team.
Yeah.
Do you remember what year that was?
So 2018 was the first year that I went out and actually played, with my brother, and then we decided. You
guys start like D5, D4, yep. Something like that.
Yeah, so we played a ton of rec ball, and then played 1 or 2 tournaments. Didn't really practice at all. I think I played 2 tournaments and practiced twice in 2018, but played a ton of rec ball, and then 2019 is kind of when I started the full season.
What were you in North Carolina or in a different state?
So we were in Paintball Charleston in Charleston, South Carolina. That was
Charleston,
yep.
South Carolina.
Yep.
Okay, so we have actually on our Facebook, we have a page, Showcase Your Field. So say the field one more time.
Yeah, it's Paintball Charleston in Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay, so yeah, so if you guys are watching this or in the area, go check it out. That's where the young Matt the Gym Rat started it all.
You want to go stalk Matt the Gym Rat? Maybe he'll show up someday.
Yeah. Well, he's in North Carolina now.
Yeah. But, we didn't get that far in the story yet.
Okay. Next up, so 10 years later, you realize you got this team going, and now you're hooked. What was your first like electronic or tournament marker? Or your first marker ever? What was it?
Yeah, so my first marker ever actually was the tournament marker. So some guy at the field was selling a DSR, and I was like,
that's a pretty good marker.
Yeah.
So normally you would start out with like a mini GS or something. He just went right to the DSR. He said, all right, we're going to get after this.
Yeah, so I had enough money saved up, and my brother's like, get that gun. So started out with a DSR for my first ever paintball gun, and I have to say I still love it to death. I actually just picked one up, and I think it's one of the best.
That was my next question. I was going to say that was your first. So what is your current marker? The DSR Plus then?
Well, so I use the M3. Is what I use in NXL events, and then I have a couple other ones.
So he's a die boy. If you're catching on to that, he's a die guy.
Yeah, so shoot at M3 for any of the NXL tournaments, and then I also have a DSR for backup, and then I actually just picked up a CS 1.5, a Clemson CS 1.5 for the school that I went to, and so that's kind of like my grail paintball gun that I have.
Okay, so you're rocking some dye, you're rocking some Planet Eclipse. Yep. Obviously, you've got. You got some high-end markers now.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing at a pretty high level now. We're going to dabble that in here soon. But I do need to know, how did you get the name Matt the Gym Rat? Self-named, a teammate, somebody else?
Yeah, so I actually gave it to myself, but I've always been big on Instagram, like the stories, just like you are. And so one day I was like, I want to switch my name up to something that's kind of catchy, goes with everything. And at the time, I was just doing fitness content, which if you've seen it before, I always in the gym, always working out, and so I'd always post
Another deposit.
Another deposit.
Another deposit.
So I'd always post, me working out in the gyms, and I said, I need something that's catchy. And so I put up a poll, and I was like, what do you think's the best name? And Matt the Gym Rat won. So kind of just one of those things that
Matt the Gym Rat was a classic one there.
Yeah, and it rhymes. It's kind of hard to forget. So it's just one of those names that seemed like everyone liked and kind of rolled off the tongue. So
it flows, yeah. Matt the Gym Rat, it definitely flows well. Speaking of that, obviously, it's very important if you want to take it to the next level per se. How often do you? We're going to do this in another video. He's going to do fitness tips and tricks, but how often do you actually hit the gym?
So I'm in the gym definitely at minimum 4 times a week, and at the most 6 times a week. So 4 to 6 times a week, depending on my schedule and how busy I am. But definitely always in there.
Working on overall letting muscle groups rest. So arms and chest one day, tries, and then legs and all that other stuff.
Yeah, and I actually just started CrossFit too. So that's a lot of just athletic.
Is he rolling tires, using hammers? He's just getting after it out there.
Yeah, a ton of athletic movements, jumping, a lot of running and
cardio is important.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's huge.
Speaking of that was literally my next question for you. Like I said, we're going to do a separate fitness video with him, but only one, the most important tip you could give to any new or current paintball player out there to take their game to the next level. Are we focusing on cardio? Are we focusing on weight training? Are we focusing on supplements that we're taking in? Just one for now, because we're going to do a separate one. So to you, what is the most important? Better cardio?
I would say the most important thing if you want to become a better paintball player is to have some type of activity outside of the field that you do that can help better you in the field when it comes to playing. So that's if you're going to work out, if you want to go run, if you want to do push-ups and air squats in your house, have something that keeps you active outside of the field so that when you come to the field, that's not your only day of being active, so that your body's ready and that you have some type of conditioning.
Okay, so we'll go back to like conditioning, just making sure that you didn't run 2 points and you're huffing and puffing. So maybe working on cardio, like just one. What would you think most important? Cardio?
I would say work out at least one time, not at the field.
Okay,
whatever
not
it
at
is.
the field, at least whatever it is. Just make sure you're doing one group there.
And if y'all want to see more of this content talking about working out, like you said, we're gonna do another video. So y'all make sure to check that out.
Okay, so on the same workout phase train here, supplements. What? I know you didn't bring any. That'll be in the other one. Like what, are you a pre-workout guy? Are you transfuse guy? Are you first form? Are you?
Yeah. So I actually use Birdman products, and they're a little bit, they're not, yeah, you probably haven't seen them, but they're a, like a plant-based company, and I take their protein and their creatine. So those are the two things that I take usually. And then also along with the protein and the creatine, I do caffeine before I work out usually. And in the mornings, it's proven to help with athletic performance and focus. And then also I take omega-3, like a fish oil to help out.
Good for your joints and all that stuff.
Joints, huge, and then also brain and heart health.
So that will help you get through a full practice or even like a full, because NXL obviously, so helps you get through a full NXL tournament.
Yeah. So I mean, it's those are the big things. Obviously, hydration, things like transfuse, which I do use whenever.
Drink your agua.
Yep, I use transfuse whenever we're at the events.
There we go. I was waiting for the transfuse. So that stuff, you can get it in portable packets, pour it in a bottle of water, shake it up, and it's got a ton of electrolytes, immune booster, all that good stuff. So
yeah, and it's super important to stay hydrated. But after that, when you're looking at recovery and then athletic performance, the protein, the creatine, caffeine, and then also like I said, the omega-3s to stay healthy. And definitely like after tournaments or after practices, I'm always making sure to get enough protein in, and then
you got to feed the muscles, baby.
Yeah, and then
you can't be the gym rat without having big muscles, right?
No, which you can't see right now. Well,
you got the hoodie on. He'll flex for you in another one. Speaking of tournaments and all that, so you've been playing for years now. What is your most memorable moment at a tournament that you ever had?
Man,
just one.
Yeah,
only one.
Yeah, so I've played probably close to 70 tournaments now in the past 5 years. I have to say that unfortunately getting second at World Cup in 2021 is definitely my most memorable tournament.
That's still, that's the biggest stage in the world of of paintball.
Yeah, coming off of COVID, everyone being there and getting second at the world's biggest paintball tournament.
Nobody likes to have second, right, Mark? But guess what? You're at Cup, man.
Hey,
you got up on the podium.
They had more heart than he did.
Fair enough. Okay, well, that's still really good. Second that's very good.
Yeah.
So what is, laughs and giggles here, what is your funniest, or like, what is the funniest moment that has ever happened to you at an event? I know there's a lot of shenanigans that happen at these events, and these teammates and paintball players can get wild. So,
yeah, I mean,
did you ever soak the fountain at World Cup? Did you ever? You got to have something?
I think just dealing with, honestly, like the delays, when you get those delays at all the events, just the amount of things that you end up doing.
As in what?
In your free time.
As in what, Matt? As in what?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think it was the 2022 World Cup. We had sticker packs that we were giving out.
Okay.
And so we had to delay that year because of the rain and everything. And so we decided to film for the sticker packs. And what we did was we had a guy I laid on the table. And then in order to get the shot we wanted, we had Will stand directly over top of me on the table and film while somebody threw sticker packs at my face. And so somebody walks out and they're like, and they just see Will standing over top of me. And somebody else throwing sticker packs on me. And I was just like, it's one of those things where it's like, what do you do whenever you have all this free time when you're supposed to be playing paintball?
Just what the stupid things that we do at events. See, like the wives and the girlfriends out there, like, what are you guys doing? Like this.
Yeah.
Dumb men stuff.
Yeah.
Another man standing over top of him throwing sticker packs at his face.
Besides that, we have the guy on our team now has 2 service dogs, and the running joke is, whose dogs are these? Because the dogs are everywhere.
Yeah, like, are they just like
who left these dogs here?
Gene, fair enough. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that happen at the events that some are story worthy, and some you keep kind of back to yourself because I'm
a straight shooter though. You know that, right?
Oh, I know, 100%.
So I don't have any crazy.
This is a man of the cloth. This is the man of the cloth.
I don't have any crazy going out drinking stories, unfortunately.
No, I mean, you're a gym rat, so obviously that would make sense. All right, so kind of steering back to seriousness here. Like, what division and what team are you currently playing with at these tournaments? Yeah,
so this year I decided to take a big leap, and I decided to join a semi-pro team that's local to me called Greenville Grau. So that's who I play with this year, and so it's definitely been a learning curve going from playing Division III for the past couple of years.
It's a different beast there, man.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like any little mistake they're capitalizing on. Everybody's skill is so much higher there.
100%.
It's like you don't have a lot of room for
there's no room for error. Yeah. No.
And it's like the little things that I used to get away with just doesn't.
You leave your elbow sticking out just a hair, they're gonna find that.
Yeah,
you leave your hopper tilted just a little to the right, they're gonna find it.
I think I make a good move, and then they're like, "Oh, he made a good move. Let me make a move off of it." And I don't expect that, and they can just catch me out. So, but yeah, it's definitely been a learning curve. But playing semi-pro with Greenville Grau has been huge. We're sponsored by Dye, Paintball Central, and then Falcon. So that's what we're using out there. But we got second at Texas. Which was huge. And
yeah, that's good.
Kind of like
semi-pro.
The fruits of the labor of working hard. Having those practices. It's been paying off, but it's been a lot of fun.
Any plans to buy a professional spot in the upcoming season? I hear that's popular.
People like to do that.
Yeah. I mean, no, I haven't heard anything like that. Definitely getting second at Texas. We're looking to win it, but there's always
that'd be cool. Yeah. Starting from. Kind of, okay, so you went from D3. Did you go from straight D3 right to semi-pro?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
that's a move.
Yeah.
That's a move. He didn't even, D2, nope, we're just going to go right to semi-pro and see how this goes.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of your career from, D3 to semi-pro now, let's talk professional career. What are you doing full-time for financial support outside of paintball? If we can dabble into that.
Yeah. I'd love to talk about this because a lot of people don't know. And there's always a mystery, and also like it gives people hope, right? That what I do right now is pretty much what y'all are watching this on, right? Is YouTube, you know, and that's what I do full time, is making content. So I did, just to let y'all know a backstory. So I graduated from Clemson in 2022 and got a job in Charlotte as an engineer, and I was working there. And then, you know, the company I was working for, things kind of got slow, and so they were like, "Hey, we were making layoffs," and I was one of the people because I was newer.
You
there.
were new and
Yep. So,
bottom of the totem pole, and they said, "Sorry, you got to go."
Yep. Yeah.
So then you started focusing on like what we do full time.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so that's when I was like, you know, if that's a sign from the world to tell me that, you know, the universe to say like, hey man, maybe you should focus on this thing that you know, are already seeing like fruits of your labor off of, and you have more time to do it. And that's what I decided to do. And you know, talk to everyone that, you know, supports me, just like I'm right here in Lone Wolf. Like, hey, you know, this is what I need to make this happen, and to take what I do part time and do it full time and make it better. And that's what, you know, everyone was on board with it. They said, hey, if there's one person to do it, it's you. So
fair enough. I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously you've got close to 1.5 million on TikTok, and your YouTube's huge, your Instagram's huge. So, I mean, for this is your interview, but even you saying that, there's dreams, there's hopes, there's aspirations out there for every one of you. Me and Mark and Joe started this many, many years ago with one little camera and a dream that would turn into something, and it's turned into something, all right? So yeah. If you guys got dreams out there, just go, and it's not easy at first, but chase them.
Yeah, the biggest thing that I would say is the only thing stopping you is you.
Well, that's going to lead into my final and last question. If you had any advice for any new players or any new content creators out there, that was my final question for you. So is that it? Like, the only thing is stopping you is you, or just go out there and chase your goals? Don't be afraid to, you know, take a hit, or what?
Yeah, I would say like the biggest thing for people is to have a growth/learning mindset. And if you want to know something, I would say you search it out and don't expect things to come to you.
No.
So
that's good. That's really good advice.
So if you want to know how to be a better paintball player, identify your weaknesses, look up how to fix those things, and go out there and do it. If you want to be a content creator, look up how to edit videos and do it. Don't go to other people and ask them. Be your own source of information, right?
There's a lot out there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things. YouTube is where I learned to do all of my video editing. I never learned from anyone else, talking to anyone else.
So wait, I shouldn't have been asking Mark all of his technical questions on how to do stuff.
If you have those sources,
No.
if you have those sources, use them. But I mean, if you want to be someone who learns and is open, you know, seek that information out yourself and figure it out before you go to others with, you know, this blank question.
Right, yeah. Like, you've got to already have a little previous knowledge, and then, hey, I didn't quite understand this. Go to people that have been around the game for a long time.
Yep.
So just don't give up on yourself. Get out there. If you want it bad enough, you will find a way to get it. Matt, I appreciate you flying on up. As always, we're going to have more content with the Gym Rat. Go follow him, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. He's a great dude. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you. And until next time, shop the best. LoneWolfPaintball.com.
See you.